Here with Derek. He's got a medium Gnarvana that he's been paddling, and he just gave my small Gnarvana a run today. Derek in the small Gnarvana. His last words, hopefully I don't like it.
I am like about 170, 172 or so, and yeah, the boat feels really good. I didn't get a chance to kind of take it on like a steep creek, which I think would have given me more information about how it paddles. But overall, I definitely did not feel like this boat was something that would be like a liability if I was paddling something harder. The medium also feels good. It feels a little bit bigger than what I'm used to, but I also kind of like that like slow edge-to-edge transition. The edges are definitely a little bit closer together on the small, which I definitely felt when I first got in it, but got used to it pretty quickly. Size-wise, I fit in both boats pretty well. I had to outfit the medium a little bit more, but just like a couple hip pads and stuff, like nothing drastic. And then I hopped right in the small, and it did not feel, I mean, it didn't feel like it was, too small or pinching me at all. Yeah, I feel like both boats would work for somebody my size, even though the size range is a little bit, says that I'm out of the weight range for the small, and I'm like perfect in the weight range for the medium. I think it's like personal preference. If you like boats that are a little smaller and you're in that like 160 range, I think that the small would be great for you. I think that if you are a little heavier and like bigger boats, then the medium would also work for you just fine.
Can you speak to what boat you've been paddling?
I've been paddling a medium Gnarvana and a medium Antics.
And what about creek boat wise? You had a small Scorch?
Medium Scorch.
Medium Scorch before the Gnarvana?
And this, I would say this is comparable to the medium Scorch as far as like how it feels like I can like push the bow around and stuff like that.
You're talking about the small Gnarvana?
Small Gnarvana feels relatively similar to the medium Scorch. I would say more similar than the medium Gnarvana.
And one other thing, we've been doing a lot of comparisons to the OG with the Gnarvana.
Mm-hmm.
And you had an OG for a while, right?
I did, yeah. I had a Steeze and an OG at different times.
How would you say the OG compares to the small and medium Gnarvanas?
The small doesn't feel a whole lot like the OG. I think just because like it feels more close to creek boats that like the Scorch that I'm used to. And also, I mean, I'm probably sitting a little lower in the small. The medium does feel, the bow of the medium reminds me of like the Steeze bow a little bit, because it's like got so much volume, kind of like rides over things pretty easily and effortlessly, even like without boofing, just like small features. And then the small felt, closer to like what I was used to with the Scorch, where it was like you have to paddle it to make it glide over thing. I feel like the Gnarvana is the closest, the medium Gnarvana for me is the closest thing to a Waka that I've paddled that's not a Waka.
Any other thoughts or anything we're missing?
No, they're both sick boats. I think that anybody around that size range would be good in either one.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Here with Alli, and she had a chance to go paddle her small Gnarvana today for the first time. We actually had another boater out here. She was in her Gnarvana for the first time as well. Got a little feedback from her, but she's still on the river at the moment. So we're gonna get Alli's thoughts, and then I can share a little bit about what that other boater felt as well.
I'm interested to see what Alli will think of it.
Right, that's what I was just saying. See how
if
Alli
she feels like it's gonna be too big.
Yeah. And Courtney.
You think it's perfect.
Courtney's in hers for the first time.
What do you think?
It doesn't feel comfortable yet.
Well, I've been paddling a Scorch since last March, and I like the Scorch because it feels real small and narrow and fast. So getting in the Gnarvana felt pretty big to me. I felt like kind of like I was sitting in it, kind of like I did in a small Machno. And it felt like I had to give it a little bit more input to get it going, but once I started paddling hard, it paddles pretty fast. I like the bow rocker over some big waves today and some drops. It really took care of me. I'm gonna have to do some more work to outfit the inside to make it fit my body a little better. I felt like it's kind of wide in the knees, and I had to put quite a few hip pads in it.
How does it feel so far?
Other than it feeling large. I think I can get used to that. I liked the kind of softer edges on it compared to the Scorch. It felt like when I was going offline or kind of needing to redirect, it was a lot easier to do that. Whereas in the Scorch, once it gets offline, you have to kind of muscle it back, and that's a little harder. So this felt a little easier to maneuver even in the bigger, faster water today. I only rolled it one time, and that felt pretty easy. But that's when I figured out I needed to get tighter in the boat because I felt like I was going to fall out without extra hip pads.
Oh, did it feel like you sit deep?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm only 5'2".
Okay.
But it didn't immediately feel great.
Yeah, that's what Courtney said. She's like, it feels kind of big. I'm having to like.
We're both like feel really low in it.
Yeah.